Season of the Unseen. In the outskirts of Utrecht, where wind turbines sliced the 2024 horizon and solar panels shimmered like blue lakes, Joris ran a farm that breathed with the earth. He believed in the slow rhythm of the soil, but even his patience had limits. In the center of his garden stood a fig tree, its branches skeletal and gray, a silent statue that had produced nothing but shadows for 3 long years. Cohen, the farm's pragmatic gardener, walked over with a sharpened saw glinting in the sun. He tapped the dry bark of the tree. "It's taking up space and nutrients, Joris," Cohen said, his voice flat with logic. "In a world that needs every calorie we can grow, this tree is a ghost. Let's cut it down and plant something that actually wants to live." Joris looked at the tree and then at his own hands. He thought about how often he felt like this tree, busy, present, but unsure if he was actually producing anything that mattered. Was he growing love? Was he standing for justice? Or was he just taking up space in a crowded century? "Wait," Joris said, placing a hand on the rough bark. "Don't cut it yet." "Give me 1 more year," Joris told Cohen. "I will dig around it. I will give it the richest compost I have. I will pour my effort into its roots, instead of just waiting for the branches to do the work." Cohen shrugged, skeptical of wasting energy on a lost cause, but he stepped back and lowered his saw. Spring arrived with the digital roar of the world, but Joris stayed in the dirt. He hauled heavy bags of organic manure, his muscles aching under the 2024 Sunday. He remembered the old stories of the teacher who spoke of second chances and the hidden work of the heart. Growth, Joris realized, isn't a performance, it's a quiet, dirty labor. By midsummer, the farm was a riot of green, but the fig tree remained stubborn. Cohen often passed by, checking his tablet for the farm's yield data. "Still nothing, Joris," he remarked. Joris didn't look up from his watering can. "The fruit is the last thing to appear, Cohen. The roots have to change first." One evening, as the heat of the day softened, Joris sat on a bench near the tree. He realized that the manure in his own life, the failures, the difficult people, the times he felt empty, was exactly what was feeding his soul. He was learning to be kinder, more patient, and more just, not because life was easy, but because he was finally tending to his own roots. Autumn brought a chill, and the sound of dry leaves skittering across the pavement. The year was almost up. Joris stood before the tree, feeling the weight of the deadline. He knew that even if the tree stayed bare, the effort hadn't been a waste. He had learned how to hope again, and that was a fruit of its own. Then Joris saw it. Tucked behind a wide, late-blooming leaf was a tiny, pear-shaped nub of deep green. Then another, and another. They weren't many, and they weren't large, but they were there. Sweet, heavy promises of what happens when you refuse to give up on a living thing. Cohen joined him, leaning in to see the small miracles. He didn't say anything about the saw. The sun set over Utrecht, lighting up the farm in gold. Joris understood now that we are all like trees in a garden. Our purpose isn't just to exist, but to endure the digging and the tending until we finally bloom into the love the world so desperately needs.
A2000 EST OCOE. They said if it don't make dollars, it don't make sense. They said my time's wasted if I ain't chasing a bag. But Pops told me never chase nothing, only here to lead lost souls to the kingdom, that's facts. I only focus on the kingdom, and everything else that I need, I know it will attract. If I lose it all now, I know he'll bring it right back. I ain't worried about the cars or the clothes or the plaques. Even if I ball and count big stacks, I would never put that before, you know I won't get attached. Cause that would never last though. You wrapped your arms around me like a lasso. You went and painted the picture Picasso. Oops, Picasso, you made my heart grow. A lesson I learned from the seed is it starts slow. Trust me, you gon' see the tree if you look close. Don't you know having faith is a substance of things that you don't see? But trust me, you gon' see the fruits of your labor. Trust in the king and my focus on laser. Walking in purpose, I'm blessed and I'm favored. I tried to go fall in love with the paper, till you show me love that will never waver. No one can give me the food that you cater. Tried to move fast and regretted it later. Long as I focus on you and your truth, I know I'll get the fruits of my labor. They said if you ain't stacking guap, then you basic. They said my time's wasted if I ain't chasing that cash. Pop said the first gon' be last. You got everything you need right up in the kingdom, that's facts. I could teach you how to serve like that. Even the king will show love from the front to the back. It don't matter what you might lack. From the homeless on streets to the ones who got M's in a bag. Never too great to give back. No, it's quick to forget when you love everything that you have. No, that will never last though. You wrapped your arms around me like a lasso. You went and painted the picture Picasso. Oops, Picasso, you made my heart grow. A lesson I learned from the seed is it starts slow. Trust me, you gon' see the tree if you look close. Don't you know having faith is a substance of things that you don't see? But trust me, you gon' see the fruits of your labor. Trust in the king and my focus on laser. Walking in purpose, I'm blessed and I'm favored. I tried to go fall in love with the paper, till you show me love that will never waver. No one can give me the food that you cater. Tried to move fast and regretted it later. Long as I focus on you and your truth, I know I'll see the fruits of my labor. Trust in the king and my focus on laser. Walking in purpose, I'm blessed and I'm favored. I tried to go fall in love with the paper, till you show me love that will never waver. No one can give me the food that you cater. Tried to move fast and regretted it later. Long as I focus on you and your truth, I know I'll see the fruits of my labor.